Sairandri, Draupadi, was in a tough situation, and Brihanala, Arjuna in disguise, could only offer her sympathy, given that he was disguised as a eunuch and powerless to physically defend her. Though Draupadi didn't tell Queen Sudeshna about the incident with Kichaka, the queen became aware of it, but both women remained silent, pretending nothing had happened. Later that night, Draupadi secretly met Bhima in the dance hall, her heart burning like a wounded serpent. She gave him an ultimatum, saying, "I won't have peace until I see Kichaka's dead body." Bhima, still angry, replied, "I nearly ruined everything today, but Dharmaputras, Yudhishthira's, timely advice stopped me. I will finish Kichaka tomorrow night, but we need a plan. When he approaches you tomorrow, act like you are interested. Lure into the dance hall at night, but make sure he comes alone. Now leave before anyone sees us together. Kichaka could be looking for you." Draupadi, knowing Bhima's strength, felt reassured and went to bed, finally able to sleep. Meanwhile, Kichaka spent the entire night sleepless, plotting how he would win over Sairandri. Early the next morning, he arrived at the palace, dressed in his finest clothes, determined to woo her once again. This time, Draupadi, playing along, smiled and listened to his flirtatious words. Kichaka, flattered by her attention, began boasting, "You saw yesterday that no one, not even the king, dared to stand up to me. I control everything in the Matsya kingdom. I didn't sleep a wink last night, knowing full well that no Gandharvas would show up to stop me. So now, tell me what's on your mind." In a soft, secretive voice, Draupadi responded, "I've seen how powerful you are, and I understand that no one can challenge you. I am a married woman, and discretion is key. If you come alone to the dance hall tonight, I will meet you there. But for now, leave quickly so no one becomes suspicious." Kichaka, overjoyed by her words, hurried home to prepare. He ordered perfumes and cosmetics, had his hair styled, and even trimmed his moustache with great care. As the day dragged on, he grew impatient, cursing the sun for not setting sooner. Finally, when night fell, he set off for the dance hall, eager to meet Sairandri, unaware of the danger awaiting him. The area around the dance hall was quiet and empty when Kichaka, filled with confidence, entered the hall. It was a dark night, with no moon to light his way, so he moved slowly, feeling his way from pillar to pillar, until he spotted a figure lying on the sofa. Assuming it was Sairandri waiting for him, he reached out his hand and said, "My love, today I have reached the height of happiness." A voice from the sofa answered, "That height will never be surpassed." In an instant, the shadowy figure leaped up and grabbed Kichaka. Realizing he was in the clutches of Sairandri's Gandharva husband, Kichaka didn't back down. He was no coward. He was one of the 5 greatest warriors of his time, alongside Balarama, Duryodhana, Bhima, and Salya. A fierce fight broke out between Kichaka and Bhima, both intent on keeping it secret. Bhima didn't want to reveal his true identity, and Kichaka was embarrassed by the situation. Despite being confident, Kichaka was tired from sleepless nights and came unprepared. Bhima, burning with rage, had the upper hand and was determined to finish the fight quickly. Eventually, Bhima overpowered Kichaka, killed him, and destroyed the body so thoroughly that it no longer looked human. Afterwards, Bhima told Draupadi that the task was done. He quietly returned to the royal kitchen, washed himself with scented water, applied sandalwood paste to his body, and fell asleep, satisfied with the outcome. Sairandri then woke the palace guards and informed them of the commander-in-chief's death. When they entered the dance hall with torches, they were horrified to find a mangled body, barely recognizable as human flesh. The next day, Kichaka's brothers and cousins, known as the Kichakas, were furious. Hundreds of them planned to burn Sairandri alive on Kichaka's funeral pyre. The king, not wanting to upset the grieving family, granted them permission. They captured Sairandri, tied her up, and placed her on the pyre with Kichaka's body. Suddenly, Bhima appeared from hiding. Bhima quickly dealt with all the Kichakas, freeing Draupadi from their grasp. Once his task was done, he quietly returned to the kitchen, as if nothing had happened, leaving the slain enemies behind. Meanwhile, the entire city was gripped by fear. Rumors spread that the mysterious Gandharvas had been spotted in various places. Every disaster, big or small, was blamed on these unseen beings. Whether it was a fire breaking out in the marketplace, the sudden death of a prized bull, or a blight that ruined crops, the people were in a panic, and they went to the king, urging him to make Sairandri, the woman they believed was connected to the Gandharvas, leave the city. The king, also afraid of the Gandharvas, approached his queen, Sudeshna, and said, "Please, kindly ask Sairandri to leave. The people are terrified, and honestly, I'm just as frightened as they are." Sudeshna called Sairandri, and with gentle words, said, "The king and the people are scared of the Gandharvas. You are not at fault, and you warned us about their presence, but the king has asked me to request that you leave the city." Draupadi calmly and respectfully replied, "Honorable Queen, I understand the situation. I will leave as requested, but the Gandharvas have asked for 1 more month before I go." Draupadi knew that in exactly 1 month, her period of hiding would end. Sudeshna, relieved, responded, "Please send my regards to the Gandharvas and let them know that I will grant the month they ask for. Also, kindly request them not to harm my husband or my children." Draupadi reassured her, saying, "Great Queen, the brave Gandharvas are not ungrateful. They will not harm those who have sheltered me. In fact, they have promised to protect the king and the kingdom of Matsya from any external or internal threats." Grateful for the assurance, Sudeshna thanked her sincerely.